We're live. Hello, it's Bill, the Knee Pain Guru. Today is Thursday, August 12th, 2021. Today, let's see, what are we talking about today? We're going to talk about bone on bone and arthritis with degenerative changes. Okay, let's get over to the question. We had a bunch that was sent in. This was, let me get to the email. This came in through the YouTube channel, which, by the way, if you have questions, if you're watching the replay, type in your comments below. I'll address those on future videos. And if you're live today, please, you can enter your questions in regarding bone on bone, arthritis, osteoarthritis, whatever you got going on. We'll address those. This one came in from David Crooks, maybe. Right. They write 65-year-old female, 4'10", 136 pounds, married 49 years. X-rays diagnosed osteoarthritis, neck, spine, hips, moderate to severe with other degenerative changes, multi-level degenerative changes in neck. Let's see, osteoarthritis in both hip joints, no fractures. Saw Cairo 2019 for 7 visits. He said to concentrate on quality of life, get a good MD, PT, and someone to teach me how to walk again when Medicare kicks in. He didn't think the arthritis was causing all the pain and mobility loss, but would not tell me anything. 2020 went to a DO, and he said quality of life and start taking pain meds. Did start me on vitamin D. Went to eye doctor 2020. Have macular degeneration, both eyes, fast growing cataracts plus macular holes. Vision is 20/60, 2200, possibly. She wanted me to have 2 surgeries in each eye. Okay, I'm trying to get to the gist of it here. And this is consequently what happens when people have a lot going on. There's an emotional piece of trying to get all this stuff out that's been going, what's going on in the body. Let's see, trying to get to the osteoarthritis piece about the knees here. I'm reading. Let's see. So this was David, but they're saying they're a female. Comfort and pain, drink more water, plus all the other tips you give us. Presently, my pain is above both knees, in the muscle, all the way up to the front of the thighs to where the thighs connect to the body. Deep pain to bone on sides of both knees, both hips. Pain in lower back, both sides, pain in rear hips, sitting area. Pain when getting up out of a chair, getting to vehicles, can't lift. Okay, knees would not bend. Okay, so that David has a lot going on, a lot of stuff. Obviously, it's been going on for a long period of time, and it seems overwhelming. And it's like, well, where do I start cleaning up when the flood is happening? And the idea is we need to get the water start moving out, using the flood analogy. And the key is to begin teaching the body how to be comfortable again. And we teach it how to be comfortable by working with the intrinsic movements in the joints, starting out with the hips, the knees, the hips, the lower back. There's specific ways we can begin to work with the intrinsic movement of these joints to get relief, even if it's just a little bit of relief. If you have a pain level of a 10, we create comfort, physically create comfort using the intrinsic movement of the joints to get your pain level down to an 8. That's a great start. Your pain's not going to be completely gone. But what happens is we begin to teach your nervous system, your neurology, how to let go of the pain on its own, without drugs, without shots, without surgery, without painful physical therapy. And it improves your quality of life. Your body forgets how to heal itself when it's been in pain for an extended period of time. That's just what it does. what you do on a daily basis is what your body becomes. So when you have this pain and tension and discomfort that builds up in your body day after day after day, that becomes your reality. And it's because your body begins to lose the wisdom and understanding of how to let go of this tension, how to feel good, like you did when you were little. You didn't have pain. The body felt decent. And over time, with accidents, injuries, surgeries, traumas, the body begins to forget how to let go of the pain. We begin to focus on where the pain is, not where the comfort is. And pretty soon, everything you're focusing on is, how do I not hurt so bad? We set the bar really low in terms of our expectations of ever being out of pain again. This takes time, this takes work. That's the process. And let's get to the end here. Let's see. Can lift both knees backwards, almost to my behind, no pain. Hope you can use this for discussions. When I started watching your videos, my knees would not bend, making it very hard to sit down. Sign up for your newsletter. We're old and don't have Zoom. Well, Zoom is a couple minute download. It's not that, it's not impossible. My father always told me difficult things take time, impossible things take a little longer. Do you see a lot of pain and mobility issues due to grief and loss? Yes. Like the body processes emotions, or at least it's supposed to. And when we resist those emotions, they get stuck in our physical body in a way that now we need to deal with it in some way. And a lot of times it blows out sideways by manifesting in physical pain. The more we can create comfort in the physical body, we line up the neurology in a way that allows the release of these mental and emotional patterns that get stuck in the neurology as a result of the grief or the shame or the loss or the sadness or the whatever happened. So yes. Let's see. We have all lost so much lately, thinking maybe all my ills are connected. We are learning a lot from your videos, watching them daily. Use this how you please. We'll see how the newsletter goes, then maybe a chat at a later date, and maybe Neat Club. We'll see. Be safe. Thank you for all you do. That's my comment. Have a great day. Oh, Pat. So that was the first of the two. The second, Pat continued on. Hope you can find my posted comment. It was a big one. I deleted it accidentally twice. Yes, I did see it. Okay, that was just confirming that original post. But it's important to understand that when we're presented these level of challenges in our physical body, and it just generally doesn't happen all in one day. This has been something that's gone over time, be it weeks, months, years, sometimes even decades. We need the ship has been steered off course, and it's going in this direction that feels worse and feels helpless and hopeless. And what we need to begin doing is start just generally 1 degree at a time, start pointing the ship in the right direction. Begin to create comfort on a daily basis. We have to begin setting up the conditions. And it's important to understand that when we're retraining our neurology, we have to do it gradually. Because if we do it all at once, the body tends to reject that. That's why New Year's resolutions tend not to work, because it's too big of a chunk. You need to break it down into baby steps and get it so your body integrates it and it seems like a seamless process. It's not always going to be wonderful every day. Like, there are setbacks. You will run into challenges. And in that case, you don't beat yourself up. You get back on the horse and you keep going forward. And that's how it is. And you can use the, the different avenues that I have. The first one is, and this is what Pat was talking about, signing up for the newsletter. So you can go over to the kneepainguru.com, sign up for the newsletter. I send out daily emails. That'll help you in terms of changing the mindset as far as how things go. Because the big thing about getting out of pain is not, getting out of pain physically is not that difficult. It's the mindset that will pull you back into the pattern that you just got out of. And it's really important. The newsletter is there to help begin to change your mindset, to look at your pain differently, to help you see that there are options, that we have to employ different approaches, that it's not always going to be the same for each person. So we need to be open for the possibilities that lie in wait for your body when it starts to heal. So that's a newsletter. There's also schedule an appointment. I do consultations for those that are trying to sort through all the stuff that are going on, trying to make sense of what's happened with their knee, what's going on with their body, how to take in what you're doing with the different practitioners or medical professionals that you're working with, to figure out what is your integrated approach. Like, what can you do to move yourself in the direction while you're going to physical therapy, or you're still seeing a doctor, or you need to have surgery. There's things we can begin doing in those situations and scenarios that, from a holistic approach, from a holistic standpoint, that can help you move along that continuum easier. See a few people online here. If you have questions, please enter those in the comments section. If you like what you hear, give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with your friends, family, and loved ones, especially the ones that limp. They will appreciate you. So the consultation is there to help you get clarity, because it gets real confusing in your head when you're in pain and all you want to do is be out of pain. You can make decisions that actually move you back in the process. For instance, I dislocated my left knee 4 times before I went to the doctor. I was terrified to find out what was going on with my knee. Yet I couldn't stop myself from pushing my body and injuring it further. And if I would have been able, like what I've learned over the past several decades, if I was able to speak with my former self, I would have said, slow down and really go to the doctor, get your knee checked out. And if I would have done that at that time, I could have avoided the surgery. I'm very much convinced. Even after the second or third time I dislocated my left knee, I could have avoided the surgery. But it took me 4 times to dislocate my left knee to finally go, okay, something's going on. I got to go to the doctor. But being able to dissipate that fear that I had of going to see a doctor and having them tell me that something was screwed up in my knee, like I had torn the ligament in my left knee or meniscus. So that's how a consultation can be used. And then for those that are looking for support on an ongoing basis, there's my group coaching called Knee Club. And that's where we work in a group Zoom call twice per week. There's a private Facebook group. You ask questions. If you can't make the calls, you type the questions in the Facebook group. I address them in the calls, and then you can watch the replay. I post them in the Facebook group as well as in the members area. You tell me what's going on with your knee. That's the biggest thing, is it needs to be applicable to you today. It needs to be actionable for you today, because your knee hurts today, and we can get pressure off of those nerves in your knee the width of an eyelash today. And you may not equate it as pain. You may call it tension or achiness or tightness or stiffness or arthritis, or you can call it whatever you want. But your nervous system, your neurology is giving an expression of something you don't like. And you want something different. So by changing the neurology, you begin to experience something different. When you start experiencing something different that feels better than what you were experiencing, well, you begin to focus on that more. You begin to move in that direction, and then your body heals because you're shifting neurological states. This isn't, oh, we're just going to create comfort or imagine that the knee is going to be out of pain all the time. This is like real concrete things you can do on a daily basis to improve how your knee feels. So, got a few people here on Facebook and YouTube. If you have questions, feel free to type those in the comments section. I'll be happy to address those. You can share where you're from. And let's see. So that is what you could do. You could sign up for the newsletter, schedule a consultation. You can join Knee Club. All of that is in the description box below the video. It has all those links in there to take action on that. The next Knee Club call is actually going to be in a half an hour. So if you were to sign up for it now, make sure you send after you get into the members area on the Knee Pain Guru website, that you send the invite to the Facebook group so I can get you admitted in there, and you can access the call. Like I said, that's going to be starting in about a half an hour. But let me see. No questions are coming in. We went in depth on Pat's question that she sent in through YouTube, so I will reply with a link to this recorded video today to hers. If you're watching the replay, you can type in your comments, and I see those and I use those for future videos, topics for future videos. If you have questions, please type those in here in the short period of time, or relatively soon, as we'll wrap up this call. We've been going here about 18-ish minutes. Let's see, Graham. Let's see which guy you're. Graham, hi again. Quick fire question for you. If pain beneath the kneecap is caused by increased pressure tension in the knee joint, why can I not reproduce the pain on demand by manually pressing down on my kneecap? Because it's a different tension pattern. It's a different tension pattern. That's all I could say. It's like why your vehicle, you know, it happens. Everybody has that car at some point in time. They drive that. Well, you guys are over in kilometers over there, but let's say 47 miles per hour. When you're driving, you're accelerating, and you're hitting 44, 45, 46 miles per hour, the car does fine. The minute you hit 47 miles per hour, the shaking happens, and then you hit 48 miles per hour, the shaking goes away because there's a tension pattern in the car. It's the same thing with your knee. The body is dynamic. There are, if you look at the muscular system and the skeletal system and the cardiovascular system and the nervous system, you look at all of these things are happening at the same time in the body amidst your day when you're breathing or holding your breath, where you're experiencing stress or not, whether you've eaten or not, whether you drank too much wine the night before or not, whether you got a good night's sleep or not. Those are all these factors that go into the tension patterns that you're experiencing in your body on a daily basis. So you have this pressure, tension, all of that going on in your knee joint caused by an alignment or misalignment or tension that is going on with the femur, the bone in your upper leg, with the tibia, fibula, and patella. The tibia and fibula, which are the bones in your lower leg, and the patella, which is the kneecap. So all of those need to be in the right relationship and relaxed. So when you do bend the knee or you put pressure on it or kneel on it or whatever the case may be, that you're not irritating the nerves, putting pressure on the nerves and causing the pain. I can only reproduce it in natural leg movements like jumping, hopping, stepping, accelerating. So you can reproduce the pain. The tension pattern still exists, though. You're just like a car. A car, you got in an accident in a car, the car is going to have, the car frame is going to be bent in a certain way, whether you're driving the car or whether you're parking it in a garage, or you're parking it on a street, or you're parking it in a driveway. You still have the same crooked frame no matter what. And what I'm suggesting is that whatever's going on in your knee is the same tension pattern that's going on whether you're sitting, standing, walking, jumping, running, and in only certain movements you have the tension pattern in a way that irritates the nerves that are causing the pain that you're experiencing. The idea is we begin to relax these tension patterns across the board in all of these different planes of motion in this type of movement and see how it changes when you're doing the running, the jumping, or however it feels when you exercise. That's going to be the ultimate test, but we have to be careful that we don't want to test the knee too early. We want to be intelligent about our process. We want to relax the neurological tension patterns and get your body to a parasympathetic state, a rested and relaxed state, as much and as often as possible. This is where your body heals. At the same time, we're setting up the conditions in your body: water, nutrition, breathing, supplementation, mindset, exercise, stretching, mobility. All of those factors go into the ingredients, the right amount, in the right order, with the right timing, in order to get you the experience of moving and running and jumping like you want without the pain. How's that for an answer there, Graham? So it's a good question, but we have to zoom out and go, the body is much more intricate and complex and dynamic than the conventional medical model is giving it credit for. It puts the body into a box and it says, okay, you have this pain in your knee, and we're going to look at the knee, and we're going to address it in the knee, and we're going to exercise and strengthen what's going on in the leg so the pain in the knee goes away. And it just is too little. It's not broad enough. It's not taking into consideration what's going on in between in your head, or the emotions that you're stressing with, or maybe because you can't play with your child or your grandchild, or maybe because you really love playing or exercise, running, jumping, playing team sports, and now you can't do it anymore. You don't have that outlet. So those all go into goes into factors that is the jumbled knotted ball of yarn that is Graham Yarrow, that we're trying to figure out what we need to do to figure out the combination to that situation that will begin giving you the results that you want. Now, how that's going to work or how that's going to look like is going to be different with everybody. It's going to be different with you, Graham, than it is for Pat, what we talked about at the beginning of the video, than it's going to be with the clients that I'm going to work with in Knee Club in less than 30 minutes. However, we're present with what's going on, and we get you focusing on where you need to focus to begin getting results today, focusing on comfort, focusing on the experience in your nervous system while setting up the conditions, pointing you in the right direction, and then watching your mindset. Because your mindset will want to test the knee. I want to test the knee. It finally feels good. I want to get out there and exercise the way I want to. And what you want, what your body wants, aren't necessarily the same thing, which is why I dislocated my left knee 4 times before I got it. I was missing it. And it was a process. So we got to get the body lined up with where you're at in a mental space in order to get you the results that you want. Is that making sense? If it is, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, 4:37. I got to start up the knee club room here shortly. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you, Graham, for your questions. Looking forward to seeing you in knee club. That's what we got for today. Bill Paravano, the knee pain guru, going to sign off for today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one.